Bienvenidos a Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional en la Comic Con 2013 en San Diego, California. Hoy les tenemos una entrevista muy especial, justamente ahí, en el stand de Mattel, y nosotros comenzamos. Estamos en Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, versión internacional, y en estos momentos estamos honrados de tener ni más ni menos que a Jordan Hembrough, quien es el Toy Hunter de los programas de Travel Channel.
Yes. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Bien?
Bien.
Okay. Mi español es muy malo. Sorry.
Well,
that's the end of it.
Jordan, it's really good having you here in the show. Now, you have a lot of fan base over there, and we all do pretty much the same. We collect, we hunt, we dig. I like to call myself like an urban archaeologist.
Oh yeah.
By how we do dig up stuff.
You're like a toy archaeologist. Absolutely.
We are.
Yeah, we are. We're toy archaeologists, and what it is we're bringing back memories. You and I, we're educating all the other people who say, "What's that toy about?" and tell me more about that, which is great, and that's what I love. What I do.
I know. I mean, now we are in the show. I mean, this is the show. This is Comic-Con. For your perspective on what you do in the business, on your personal collection, what does Comic-Con represent for you? What does it mean for you?
Comic-Con really, this is the San Diego Comic-Con. I'll tell you, it really is the apex. It is the mothership of all Comic-Cons. I mean, this is where it all began. San Diego is the oldest and the largest around. It is, worldwide. From people from around the world come here, and just being here and seeing what it's turned into, from a little show to this multimedia event where you have TV productions and movie productions all coming out and really just showcasing everything. I think it's fantastic because it's sort of marrying the two, collectible toys and all the new toys together, so you have this giant audience coming together for this one giant event. I think it's fantastic.
I don't know, it kind of blows this thing about vintage toys having great prizes and all stuff. And the question is about what about these new ones? I mean, this Comic-Con, it has, it used to have some exclusives.
Right.
Now, pretty much every booth has an exclusive.
Right.
Now, how you cope with all this? I mean, this new stuff. What would be good to keep on and
I think that's a great question. I think really what you have to do is, as a collector, you need to sort of pick what you love and sort of stick with one thing. I mean, we're in Mattel. If you're going to collect Monster High, collect Monster High. If you're going to collect Masters of the Universe, collect Masters. Stay with that. Get all the exclusives every year, and don't go crazy about all the other stuff. I see too many people running around from every booth trying to grab all the exclusives because they either A, think it's going to be worth money, or B, they feel they haven't gone to the show yet unless they've actually done that and grabbed an exclusive figure from every booth. I say just stick with what you love. Walk around, enjoy the show, enjoy the people. I mean, that's really what makes the show. It's not the toys, it's all the people coming together for their love of this giant, this giant show. It truly is a worldwide community.
Yeah, it is. Now, our people, our audience, send us questions for you.
Oh, okay. Questions.
So, what toys do you still have from your childhood?
I've got my Star Wars toys, my original Star Wars action figures. And the funny thing is last year, people that worked for me actually framed them in a little frame in a shadow box, and now they're in my office where I work, which is kind of neat. They turn into artwork.
They asking also, which is the one toy that you wouldn't sell for anything in the world?
My vintage figures, because they were mine from when I was a kid. You know what? They're not worth a lot of money, probably maybe $50, but they were mine, and they were like really the only things that survived with me. I'm 43 right now. They're like survived since I was 7. Those aren't for sale.
Which was the cheapest toy you ever get, and you sell it at the most price?
Oh, it's a good question. Well, I'll tell you an interesting story. Years ago, I was at a garage sale, and a woman was selling a bunch of Hot Wheels cars, and I bought a cigar box of all Hot Wheels, vintage.
yeah.
Mattel, because we're in the Mattel booth. It's a great story.
Yeah.
So I bought them all, and she wanted like $50. It turns out that these were all really, really old Hot Wheels from the 1960s. One of them actually went for $2,700. So I sold it and went back and gave the money to her because she had lost her husband. Her children were no longer in the house, and she was moving, and she was all by herself. So I took the $2,700 and I brought it back and I gave it to her. And the look on her face was incredible. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, it's great.
So that was I probably paid like maybe $1, $2 for the car. Sold it for $2,700.
Oh, that's really good.
Didn't make any profit. Gave it all to the woman, but to me that was
that's
good.
excellent.
That was cool. Yeah.
I love when you broke toys for people.
The broker. Yeah, I love doing that.
The toys from now, do you consider them valuable?
I do. I do. There, the quality of the toys is increasing now with new technology and everything, and I think what's happening is there are a lot more sculptors and engineers and people coming into the industry who really appreciate the toys for what they are, pieces of artwork, and they're very, very passionate because I see a lot of people coming in the industry who are collectors themselves. So I think all the toys today are very valuable. I think they're good quality. And I think if you can get really the right brand and you align yourself with the right company and start collecting a lot of their toys, they're going to make some money in the future if you do want to go that route. If not, save it because, collect what you love.
Yeah, that's the key of every collector. You have to collect what you love, what
Absolutely.
you like.
Yep. Don't worry about the money right now. Just enjoy it.
That will come through. And last question they made. Which one was the piece that you never thought you could sell? I said this one. This is the one that it's not gonna sell. It's not gonna
okay.
sell.
On the show or off the show?
Yeah, in your life, man.
My whole life. Let me see. The one. That's a good question. I'm trying to think of it. It's funny. I've actually had a couple of Masters of the Universe pieces that I never thought I'd be able to sell because I paid so much money on them. I've had a Titus in the past, the box Titus from Italy. I've had one of those in the past, and I remember putting it at a toy show a couple of years ago for $4,000, and I said, it's never going to sell. But I paid so much money on it. I actually overpaid for it because I just wanted it, and I did. I sold it for $3,500, so I was happy. Made about $1,000 profit.
Well, I have to ask you this. This is a personal question. How do you consider value of the toys? I saw the show. You say that probably retails about that. How do you
That's a great question.
assure that?
It's all networking. It's all talking to people. Like I'm talking to you. You and I will go out and we'll talk to everyone else at the show. It's sharing this information with all the other collectors and dealers. It's looking on the internet. It's phone calls to people. It's talking to other collectors and saying, did you ever have one of those? What'd you sell it for? And it changes all the time. And the knowledge is always fluid. You always have to keep talking and keep an honest dialogue with everyone. So it's funny because I've been on the show and I've quoted prices. By the time the show aired, those prices have changed because the market's so volatile. So the short answer, which apparently I can't give you right now, the short answer is I talk to everybody. I talk to all the dealers and collectors in the market.
And how much do you have to know about the products? You have pretty much here all the makers, the brands.
Right.
They used to be Kenner and Mattel's here,
Yep.
Hembrough. All of that. How much do you have to know about those producers, those makers, and if you are aware of the international brands?
I try to learn as much as I can, which is so important that I come to shows like this. I go to the New York Toy Fair every year because I do have a company as well, and we buy and sell and everything. It's important to talk to everybody from Hasbro, Mattel, Gentle Giant, because the toys they're making today are going to be the collectibles of the future. So I want to know about all the process and everything, and they're a great bunch of people too.
And now, just for the fun of it,
Yeah.
What do you think about all of these crazy new excitements of having 5 pieces or something, which is the same, but it's just a variable in the card box, and all of these pretend exclusives,
Right?
Because they're
variants are interesting. It's a form of marketing. It's what the manufacturer will do to bring in more collectors. I think it's a very personal choice. I think some people really want to collect all the variants, whether it be, He-Man on a red card or a green card or an orange card, whatever it may be, that's fine. Some people just want the one figure as a representation in their collection. It's very, very personal, and that's what I love about what you and I do, the collecting world and everything, because everybody can get a chance to make their own choices.
What can you tell us is the biggest satisfaction of doing Toy Hunter, doing the show?
I get that a lot. It's not the money. It's not really the traveling. It's just meeting the people. It's meeting everybody around the country, around the world that share what we do. The money helps a little bit.
It makes it better.
But it's the traveling. It's my business. It's what I do. I buy and sell toys. And as long as you're honest with everybody and you say, look, I'm going to buy it for this, I'm going to sell it for that. You're honest and upfront, people are more open to that. And I think the audience that watches the show is open to that too. Everyone's sharing this whole love and a memory from when they were kids. That's really the big satisfaction for me.
Funny story about recording the show.
I'll tell you a funny story that I thought only happened to me, but I found out that it actually happens to a lot of hosts on a lot of other shows. We travel so much, and we're in different cities and different countries and states all the time. When you're on the road, you lose track of what day it is and what state we're in. So I'll tell you, there has been so many times I've walked up and I've woken up and walked onto the set, and we, with the crew, and I'm like, what day is it? Where are we? Like, and it's funny because you lose track of time and where you are on the road. So that happens to me a lot. I kind of turn into a little bit of an idiot when I'm on the road about my calendar. I have no idea where I am.
Well, Jordan, and now we know you are booked for a third season, which is great.
We are booked. We're booked for 13 more episodes, season 3, which I'm very, very excited about.
Well, congrats on that.
Thank you so much.
We will be seeing you in the next year. In the next season.
Yep.
We hope the best for you.
Thank you so much.
And please come visit us in Mexico.
I want to come down to Mexico. I do. Absolutely.
Well, ya lo saben, aquí está con nosotros el Toy Hunter, Jordan Hembrough. Nosotros continuamos aquí en Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, versión internacional.
Sí, muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you.